Yo, 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 what is going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown, episode 558. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Emilio Lopez,
What's up, people? How's it going?
Carlos Romero,
Yo, yo, yo.
and Brian Manjoma.
Well done, Xbox. You hit your 30% target.
Just not in the direction you wanted to hit. Oh man, good stuff. All right, Chris said he will. Chris is back from his vacation. He said he will join us a little bit later, and maybe the other guys will join us too. You know, but you got us right now. And even though, as you could see, the featured image and headline for this episode, we will get to that next. But I want to start off with a more conventional story here because that other story is going to lead off into some other things that's going on with societies. But yes, as Brian already alluded to, the Xbox quarterly results for the first quarter of 2026, because their fiscal year starts now, basically, or it started, whenever the fuck it started. Like, we got the first quarter results and not so good, to say the least. So here are the quick numbers. Shout out to Shinobi for posting this on the Twitters. So content and services went up by 1%. Not good. Xbox hardware dropped by 29%. So we hit that 30% there. And total gaming revenue decreased by 2%. So despite them, buying up all these studios, releasing games on PlayStation, everything's going in the wrong direction, except for 1%. And it's not helped by the fact that you're raising the price of consoles twice already in America, So yeah, what do you think about that, Manny?
I mean, it's like they're trying to kill themselves. They're trying to kill that division off because it's like it doesn't make any sense. Like, obviously, obviously there's the whole, a lot of these companies are using the fact that the tariffs are going to be, happening, and they're using this as an excuse to try to raise prices. But come on, guys, it's like, you don't see where people are right now. They're canceling more shit than they're buying. They're, what's the first thing to go, right?
Yeah.
So I don't understand why they're not doing. Well, I mean, we know why they're not doing their best to push this, because they have this other agenda that they won't admit that they're doing, even though they are.
Yeah. By the way, here's some other stuff. So, by the way, I did a quick glance at the financial report. I understand what Chris is talking about. What a fucking mess. They don't clean it up like the way PlayStation and Nintendo do. But anyway, so this is also from the same financial report, because they have the projections for the next quarter, for quarter two. Content and services are expected to decrease low to mid-single digit %, and hardware to further decline, but no percentage was provided. Even they're telling you they're going to have a worse quarter than the one they've already had. So it's like, I said this on a previous show. I'm not going to say tinfoil hat, but I will say tinfoil headband, because I think there's some layer of truth here. And many already said it. I think they're trying to kill Xbox. I think they're like, fuck it, kill Xbox. It's just Microsoft gaming, and that's that.
Yeah. I think that's. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like it's like they're giving them a reason to get rid of Xbox. It's like, oh, you see, we did all this and they're not doing well. All right.
Yeah, what's going on, Carl? I see you over there, man. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well.
Hey, Carl.
Yeah. So yeah, man. It's looking bad for Xbox. What are your thoughts on?
Man.
Yeah. What do you think, Carlos?
Yeah, I mean, 1% isn't nearly enough to move the goalpost for Xbox. I'm just curious what the plan is. I mean, they're not obviously going to tell us. And you guys have talked about how the higher ups are probably trying to consolidate Xbox into just being a service, probably getting rid of the Xbox division and just making it a Microsoft or a Windows one. But this just doesn't look good. I mean, there has to be they gotta have something. they gotta have a roadmap to something. I just don't. They haven't really laid it out. So,
but the thing is, even if they do lay out a roadmap, it's not going to go as planned. Remember the last time they laid out a roadmap? You know,
with the Game Pass roadmap.
Remember that shit? Or also remember only 4 games, guys. Like whatever they tell you, you can't even believe it.
Yeah, and I'm curious because sometimes you got to dig into the weeds of that report, or maybe they don't even mention it, but like they usually say what the reason is for some of this stuff. It's like, oh, we didn't reach expectations due to something. Sometimes they say market conditions. Sometimes they actually give something of substance. So I'm wondering what their excuse is, because man, they're just bringing a bad report after bad report after bad report with the whole 30% thing, with the fact that all these some studios are closing down, all the layoffs, the price hikes, these numbers that we just got right now. It's just bad. What's the ticking time bomb for this? Is it in a year or 2 years? Because this is unsustainable. They just acquired a $70 billion company. This should be putting revenues through the roof.
Yeah. I'm going to read this in a little bit from The Verge, because again, Microsoft's fucking financials are crazy. But Brian, what are your thoughts on this, man?
The same as Carlos. I just don't understand what the vision is and what's going wrong. Like, clearly,
is there a vision?
Making some really bad. Well, there has to be some sort of vision that they have going on. Like, there has to be someone who's like thinking, okay, let's drive it in this direction, but whatever they're doing isn't working. And yeah, it's messed up. That again, as I said, we are watching the death of Xbox in real time.
Yeah.
This is just embarrassing.
No, you're right about that. It really is in real time. It's crazy. All right, so I'm gonna read this from The Verge. Xbox sales have been tanking for a while now. The story hasn't gotten any brighter. Microsoft just released its Q1 2026 earnings, and Xbox hardware revenue was down 29% year over year. Last quarter, it was down 22%. So think about that. Last quarter, we had 22%. Now it's down lower, 29%. Down 29% in the first 2 quarters of 2025, down 42% in quarter 2024. You get the picture. Fuck. As tariffs and inflation take their toll, Microsoft has dramatically increased the prices on its gaming hardware, with the Series X now starting at $599. Microsoft's response has been to de-emphasize the console and pursue an quote-unquote Xbox Anywhere strategy. That has yielded some success on the content and services front, though revenue there was largely flat this quarter, only growing 1% year over year. Yeah, Microsoft would obviously like to see more growth there. The company has reportedly been pursuing dramatic 30% profit margins there, leading to... Hold up. So the thing that they wanted to be 30% profitable, or it's only went up 1%. That's insane. Like, this is why I said this shit is impossible. And apparently, as we heard, not even Sony has that demand for PlayStation, you know? Let me reread it. The company has reportedly been pursuing a dramatic 30% profit margins there, leading to layoffs and canceled projects. But the company's outlook for Q2 isn't much rosier. It expects Xbox hardware revenue to continue to decline and content and services to continue low single-digit growth. Bruh. Oh, but there you go. Microsoft saw growth in Windows and devices and Azure. So that's where the real money is.
Yeah. Oh,
you know?
Well, no. And the reason why they're seeing a growth in Windows is because they're fucking forcing people to upgrade over to the new operation system. So that's a bunch of hooey too.
Yeah, no, it's true. Actually, not based on this, but I did report on that because basically, this is not related, but it kind of is. guess what, Manny? Mac sales went up as soon as you can upgrade to or update Windows 10. So and then I looked in it further. All of them are doing better, all across the board, because people have to buy new machines now. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like, why, like, what, oh, well,
yeah, we're not gonna, yeah, but yeah, that's a different, but
that's a different show.
But yeah, so basically, this leads to my point that the Xbox division could go away, and it won't affect Microsoft. Maybe it'll hurt a little bit for it's like you prick your fingers, like, man, that's just annoying. It stings. You feel it, but it doesn't really affect you. Put a Band-Aid on this shit, you're all right. But again, that is insane the way they put this shit into perspective. Like, it's just been going down and down and down and down and down. How you sustain something like that? I'm telling you, man. Like, I'm not going to be surprised if again, Xbox done. The only thing I may remain of quote unquote Xbox is Xbox Game Studios, and then maybe they'll finally admit it, Manny, that they've gone third party.
I don't think it's going to be Xbox Game Studios. I'm just going to think it's Microsoft.
Yeah,
Microsoft
rename
Games.
it.
That's all it's going to be. Like, I think I think that they might. I don't think that even Microsoft is going to be manufacturing their own Xbox. No. I think it's going to be just like their ROG. It's going to be handed off to somebody else. And then they're also talking about it being a premium console.
Yeah, so, my ass.
So now premium, what does that mean? Does that mean it's going to be this incredibly expensive thing? Are they thinking they can charge like $1,000 or more for
probably?
Xbox? They're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Might as well just buy, at that point you're buying yourself a PC. You might as well just buy yourself a PC if you're paying $1,000 for a fucking console.
Well, I mean, go ahead, bro.
Well, I mean, that's why I came up with the idea that they're going to make a PC.
Yep.
Because they really have no other choice. They can't. We're at the point where they can't even sell an Xbox. That's like just a regular console. Like, what's the point? It's too expensive. People don't care about Xbox like they used to, and sales keep going down. The best direction now, like you mentioned, is number one, go full third party, which is something that we're seeing every single day, with the last being Halo stuff.
Yeah.
And number two is just releasing a PC and just say, hey, it's going to be expensive, we know, but this is a PC. This is the cheapest PC you can get that can play video games, like the new video games or whatever. And you can stream from it. You can do your work. You can do this and that. You can do spreadsheets and the rest of it. But it's still an Xbox brand. It's got the Xbox UI, but it also has Windows. And that I feel like that's what their pivot is always going to be. So, yeah, I mean, and also with the whole AMD stuff, I wonder how much of the load of actually developing this hardware is going to be on an Xbox as opposed to some other partners. So that's another thing to look at.
Yeah, no, you're right about that, because they may not be Microsoft really fully. They may be Asus. Who knows?
Might be Asus.
I wouldn't be surprised, man. But yeah, things are definitely not looking rosy for Xbox. So, and I think we're just gonna keep seeing this over and over and over again. And man, at this point, even the hardcore Xbox guys are done. Like as you saw on Twitter last week after the meltdown. Now this news comes up. These guys don't even talk about it anymore. They don't care. They're defeated. It's just amazing to me how we've seen the gradual decay of Xbox throughout the entire lifespan of this podcast, from Don Matrick to this, it's crazy, man. All right, so let's move on to the next story, also Xbox adjacent. So I believe it was Manny's boy, Matt Booty, he did an interview with the New York Times talking about Halo and all that. Because remember, that was the big thing last week, right? And during the interview, he said that, Xbox's biggest competition was TikTok, right? Now that particular thing didn't gain a lot of traction because the fucking thing with with New York Times made it. So I said, hey, I can't read it because it's behind a paywall. But when our boy Satya Nadella agreed with that, that made the headlines, and that's what sparked, some of our favorite YouTubers like RGT85 and Yang Ye to make their videos. Like those videos all popped up yesterday. So yeah, Microsoft right now, we have two executives here, including the CEO of the whole company of Microsoft, saying that Xbox's main competition is TikTok. Now, the crux and the reason I really want to talk about this is because a lot of these guys that you see on Twitter and on videos, they completely misunderstood what was said here. And I want to make it clear.
Utterly missed the point.
Yeah, and I want to make it clear before we move on. This is not us trying to defend what was said. We're trying to clarify what was said, right? We're not saying we agree with it. We're trying to clarify it. They're not saying that a video game is equivalent to being on TikTok. That's not what they're saying, but that's how a lot of people took it. They're like, wait, like a video game is interactive. You engage with it. Where with a TikTok video you watch, you're like, yeah, but that's not the point they're making. They're saying they're saying TikTok because TikTok competes for time, right? And other things. And obviously, and the reason, and I want to make this statement now, we are going to branch off into other portions of entertainment because we kind of have to, So that's what they're saying. It's like, this is what we're competing with now. So we want to try to make things more engaging. Not working, obviously, because the sales, But Manny, go ahead, because I know you had some thoughts about this. You tweeted about this the other day.
The big thing to understand about this is, they are not saying that they. Of course, the way this makes it sound like our main competition is TikTok. No, it's not that. It's the fact that it's in fact. The real thing to realize is that this is not just a Microsoft problem; it's an everything problem. Yeah. Everybody in entertainment problem. Everybody who wants to get your attention, to watch, to interact, to play, even us, because this is the thing. The competition is not those things specifically. It's what Tony said. It's exactly the time that everybody spends on these platforms. So if everybody's competing for a person's time, you have Netflix, you have YouTube, you have us, you have comic books, you have video games, you have every single piece of entertainment that's all jockeying for just a smidget of your specific time, and that's what they're saying. But kind of the way it's the way it sounds is just like, oh, we're video games are not the things, we're in competition with this. No, it's not that at all. It's really. It's the same thing with Sony, with PlayStation as well. They are also competing for people's time, not, it has nothing to do with stupid ass TikTok.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I get why people would say that for two reasons. One, I'm just going to be blunt, or stupid. And then two, because Microsoft did make a similar claim couple of years ago. Our main competition is not PlayStation, it's Google and Amazon. Ironically, because now Amazon they haven't shut down their game studio yet, but they kind of they're just like, yo, we're not gonna fund this shit as much, So I get that, but that's the main crux of it here. It's vying for people's time, And I remember, it's funny because I thinking about the story. And by the way, Brett, shout out to you, man. How you doing?
I'm good. Am I on mute?
No, you're good.
You're not. Nope.
So I'm gonna make so basically we're just talking about how Microsoft executive said that Xbox's real competition is TikTok, and everybody misconstrued that to think that video gaming experience is the same as watching video, when what they're really saying is like, no, we're trying to vie for time. So what do you make of that?
Fucking what? It's not the same thing at all. Like, I get that. Okay, hold on. I feel like I need to put an ice pick up my nose before I'm dumb enough to answer this. I get it in the very simple surface level that there are only so many hours in a day. But if you are competing with TikTok, the most brain-dead, doom-scrolly thing on the face of the planet, like, you're not playing the right game, right? Like I'm trying to think. It's like being bad at horse racing and being like, well, my real competition is this jockey, and like that jockey doesn't have a horse. That jockey is not your competition. It's not the same thing at all. You're supposed to be doing something engaging and entertaining, not something that just hotwires the brain's dopamine system to make you addicted to your own brain chemistry. Like that shit is just honestly straight up evil and time sink. And like that shit will melt your brain and rot brain. Like you want to talk about all the things that video games have said that was terrible about them, like desensitization, brain rot, all that shit, like fucking TikTok is. So like, no, it in no way should be your main competition, except for the most surface level. Oh, well, they're on TikTok so much of the day they can't play Xbox. I'm sorry, that sounds like a fucking skill issue.
That's a funny. By the way, you're taking the kind of opposite stance of where Manny and I were, but at least your point is more articulate than these dum-dums on Twitter. So I respect that. But because to me, I see it as like, hey, because again, right now, what are we doing? We're vying for people's time as well, right? When I write something, I'm vying for someone's time. When Manny's drawing something, he's vying for people's time. So I get it from that standpoint. But I'm like, because it's not. Because yes, it's obviously not 1-to-1. It's a very different thing, playing a video game and watching some fucking zombie shit, or zombieing out to some TikTok shit. But to me, that's how I took it. I'm like, they're vying for people's time. But it sounds bad to say your main competition is TikTok. It just sounds really fucking bad. Well,
because there's no substance in TikTok. Like that's the thing. Like TikTok is by definition the bottom of the barrel, right? Like there's nothing engrossing, engaging, educational. Like you're not going to learn skills or develop interpersonal anything. Like it is devoid of any substance. Like it is the most brain delta wave. Like you want to talk about zoning out in front of the TV, zoning out in front of the TikTok is somehow more zoning out than my parents did, in the 90s in front of the TV. Like, and like I think we all have those, because some of us that are old enough to remember, cable TV, like I think we watched a lot of our parents just kind of like sit around and watch TV a lot. And we're like, I don't know about you guys, but I was like, I'd rather not do as much of that. And that's one of the reasons I try and engage with playing video games. So like, if you're telling me the literal bottom of the barrel is something that's your main competition, boy, you've got some other issues going on. And I mean, same thing goes with like TikTok shouldn't be that engaging. You should have things like other streaming services also stepping up to the plate. And so like, I'm not even saying that just from the sense of like Microsoft you suck, although that is a component.
Yeah.
Especially when I heard how much their next fucking console is supposed to be. Fuck. But more so from the, okay, TikTok is broken. If you're able to just hijack people's dopamine system to such an addictive level that they stop doing anything of growth or substance, that is also an issue. So it may behoove us to figure out which one or neither and let the world burn. I don't give a fuck. I don't have any kids.
That's funny. Carl, you can go next, but I just want to make this point, and Brian will probably get this reference most of all. See, this is how you can have an animal in the background without using a fucking shock collar to keep them in place. Just throwing that out there. I know some of you guys get that reference. But go ahead, Carlos. What's your take? Because I know you had some thoughts on this in the Discord. There was some good discussions about this too. Sure, shout out to the Discord gang.
Yeah, for the most part, probably throughout everything, I agree with Brett. It's the whole no shit Sherlock about it. Like technically, it only makes sense because of a technicality. It's like saying, well, technically Popeyes is competing with a Las Vegas casino because there's so many people only got a certain amount of dollars that they got to spend, and they're all vying for your dollars, so they're in competition. And it's like, it's stupid shit like that. Vying for people's time is a thing, and people are trying to get to it. Yeah, okay, sure, that that logically makes sense. But the fact that you're trying to mention it like you're articulating something profound or useful, or something that will be informative to your audience, and that doesn't even make any sense. It's like, what's the point of mentioning? Because it's like, oh, we're competing with TikTok. What the hell does that say about your video games? What does it say about your strategy?
Yeah, this is why I say I understand where he was coming from, but I think the way he phrased it was dumb. Like, he could have said, there's so many other forms of entertainment where we're vying for time, even though that's still a very hold on, Brett, let me finish. That's still a very I know, Brett. Like, Carlos, that's still a very duh statement, but it sounds a little better than fucking TikTok. And by the way, Brett, I appreciate your passion against TikTok, even though I'm not expressing it that way. I agree with everything you said. This is why I don't have that fucking communist tracking app on my fucking phone, and I will never have it. But continue, sir.
Dude, I just lost it. I was listening to you. Yep. No.
You were talking about
it'll come back to me in a minute.
Yeah. Anyway, Brian, what are your thoughts? Go ahead, say it before you lost. Say go.
Yeah, you had to almost go off to somebody else. So let me get this straight. You have taken video games and watered them down, diluted them, removed all reward and satisfaction to the point where you can make it so insufferable that you can get people to spend real money just to get around the bullshit that you've put in place. And then you're wondering, when you've pissed all over your own product, why people are not gravitating towards it. I don't know. Maybe don't make Assassin's Creed 500 goddamn hours. Right? And I'm the open world guy. I'm the guy that likes long games, right? Tony's in with this. It's been too much. Fortnite is just this shell of an everything game. It's got no substance, and to get anything, I want a costume that I don't have to grind 900 hours to fucking get, and I can unlock with fucking Battle Pass. Quit shitting in the salad and then wonder why nobody's eating it.
By the way, and Brett, I had to write this down as you were talking because I don't want to forget it. I just realized why they make a statement like this. I just realized it, and it fucked me up. You know why they're saying TikTok is their competition? Because to them, video games are just another form of content. It's not an art. It's just content. Feed. Fuck,
oh, bro! It's because if they say anybody else is their competition, they're admitting they're losing. So it's being I'm going to fight that 10-year-old in the corner.
That's the other thing that I also wrote. I actually wrote a long post about this on Twitter, where it's like, of course you're not going to admit that you're failing while you're fucking failing. So what's going to be you know what I mean? So it's going to be other things, and then also, not to mention, who's the? Of course they're not. Also the other thing about competition. Why would they? How are they? They wouldn't mention Sony, or they wouldn't mention PlayStation, or they wouldn't mention Nintendo for one reason. They're not really competition anymore. They're shipping their games on there.
Yes, right. Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
So it's like officially they've ended. They've already made the treaty. They're already putting their games out on everything else. So. Yeah, of course they're maybe their competition is other game companies. Maybe it's EA, but as a third-party developer. But other than that, they're officially Microsoft is at least Xbox is not a factor. And they're that's what it is.
Yeah. All right, Brian, what are your thoughts on this, man?
Again, it's an obvious statement that. Again, they are competing for people's time, because time is pretty much the third most important resource that people have after air and water. It is time. So everything does vie for your time, and I think the reason why they picked TikTok is it's currently the biggest platform that's just absorbing everyone's time. So that's essentially what they are competing against. And I understand what Brett's saying. about them dealing with quality in their games, but I still see it from the point of view that as an executive, you're watching one platform just engulf people's time to a degree that has not been seen before. And again, as Brett said, TikTok does rot your brain. And I guess to their point of view, what do you do when there's one platform, regardless of gaming or otherwise, that is just rotting people's brains to the point where you say to yourself, do you A, continue not rotting people's brains with games that are good? Or do you B, rot or make brain rotting games so that you can try and cash in that audience? So that is a question to which I have no answer to, and maybe a bit too deep for this podcast or most podcasts. But again, I can understand where they're coming from. I can see why they would say TikTok, because again, it's a black hole of time. Like, I've heard people that just spend like 8-10 hours a day on that platform, and yeah, it's dangerous in general.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think it's a scourge to mankind, but that's
okay. And
good.
To anybody who doesn't agree, or anybody out there has been like, oh, like TikTok ain't so bad. Like, look, I get it. Short form content, it can be appealing, it can release dopamine, but like, we're talking like scientifically speaking here, right? Like it is shown to not, that kind of short form content is known to spread massive amounts of misinformation. It's known to algorithmically compete between making you angry and making you happy, and somebody has maliciously hotwired the brain.
Chinese.
Yeah, and like, you have to understand, like, this is a group of evil neuroscientists who have figured out what pressing what button does what to the brain, and use that forbidden information to create the most addictive thing. It's not like it happens to be addictive. It's like Doritos. Doritos are specifically formulated to make you want to eat more. Even the way that, like, the flavor hits you in the front end and then kind of fades away to the back, like, they intentionally make a back palate flavor that is less appealing than the front palate flavor, so that you put another chip in your mouth, right? And this is the level of neurological hacking that is being done on TikTok. So, like, I'm not trying to just be a hater. I'm saying this is something that has been maliciously built to trap you in a prison of your own mental misery. It is I can't objectively quantify how horrible it is.
No, it's bad.
I don't care who likes it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's horrible. By the way, shout out to Mr. Chris Seeley.
What's up, Chris? Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, man.
Oh shit, happy birthday, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome back, man. You've been missed, But yeah, Chris, so just to catch you up to speed, we're talking about, because I'm pretty sure you saw this, about Microsoft executives talking about how their main competition is TikTok, right? On the one hand, they are saying kind of the obvious. It's like, yeah, TikTok is taking up people's time, and they got to compete with that. But on the other hand, like, it sounds bad because to most people it sounds like they're facing off once against each other. So I just want to get your thoughts on that, because I'm pretty sure you've seen this on Twitter this week.
Yeah, I think it's an absurd comparison. I wonder if they took a dartboard to see who they could blame for their failings. Their failings, first of all, is coming all from internal, very poor decisions. And to say that TikTok is occupying time, therefore people are not paying attention to us. I don't see anybody else complaining. I don't see Valve or Sony or Nintendo complaining. Jesus, social media is killing us. No, they're not doing that. As a matter of fact, everyone else seems to be leveraging social media effectively to promote their products and then bring people in, even fucking TikTok. So the fact that Microsoft is blaming it is ridiculous. That's like blaming Facebook or anything. That's like, oh, too much people are spending time on Twitch. Yeah, well, you know what? You leverage Twitch and you use it. It's a streaming platform and people play games. People use TikTok to just make little stupid stories about themselves. How is that affecting Xbox? How is that? Did TikTok stop you from making games? Did TikTok fly with Phil Spencer around the world closing studios? I don't understand this. I'm like, no, you did that. And then this the motherfucker at the top there,
Your
I wanna
boy
say-
Nadella.
yeah, it's like did TikTok get in your ear and make you decide that AI was more important than people, or that you want to devote more resources into like Bing and invest billions in open AI and not into your own company? Did they do that? No, motherfucker, you did that. You made very, very poor decisions, and now you're paying for it, and then you're pointing the finger at someone else. It's like, well, it's their fault. No, it's your fault.
I didn't think about that. You're right. You don't see Sony saying that shit or Nintendo.
Nobody else is saying that. And you know what? Like even gamers, if they're making TikToks, they're talking about the shit they're playing, right? Which would only spread word of mouth and get other people to go, oh, maybe I'm interested in that. How is that a negative?
I
makes
wonder how
no
many
sense.
people are making TikToks about Xbox, how great it is.
Right? It's like that's like blaming Halloween let's stop let's shut down all amusement parks because that's taking time away from people gaming. Or why not just find something else as ridiculous?
That's funny. But yeah, by the way, speaking about joining us, here's someone who is a huge fan of TikTok, Mr. Richard Bailey Jr.
And Xbox.
I don't know where that came from. Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah, how you?
Although some entertaining stuff happens on TikTok. Yes.
Oh man. So yeah, Rich, what do you think about the comments from Microsoft executives? I'm pretty sure you saw it this week.
Yeah, I think Chris said it best. They lack accountability. Like a lot of other, I guess we do have a culture. A lot of people don't want to take responsibility. And they lack accountability. They want to blame something else. And let me just make this comment, and I'm not going to reference anything else. I'm just going to say this. It is okay to crash out, but if you get publicly humiliated, there is no crashing out. Just go somewhere in private and just admit, okay, yes, they got me. That's all I want to say.
Yeah,
but
that could apply to a few people. Just gonna toss that out there.
Absolutely, but no, this is the delusional thinking of Xbox to say these type of things. I know that they said a long time ago they were no longer competing with PlayStation. We understand that, but they need to acknowledge that there are a lot of things they need to fix. And I'm very curious to see what happens next year, because now that the Game Pass price has increased, you would think they should be starting to talk about, okay, this is all the games we have that are going to be launching starting next year. And I mean, like, from January onward. We saw Halo, no release date, 2026. Gears, 2026, although we ain't seen no other trailer for that Gears game since they revealed it. And of course, Fable, which is Carlos and Chris's most anticipated game of 2026. I ain't seen or heard not a damn thing about that game at all. And this is supposedly coming next year. Okay, we'll see about that.
Good point. All right, man, that was good. Good discussion there. We kept it mostly gaming too, which is good. But I agree, TikTok is. I'm not religious, but it's a tool of the devil. It's a tool of the devil.
Devil.
The devil. What? Hold on. Oh God, there was something I was gonna say. It was also related to TikTok. The fuck was it? Lost it. But it's also about how it just sucks up your time and it's just bad for you. Bring
That's
back
all social media.
Bring back Vine, Brett. How about that? Oh, that's what the statement was, and I kind of do have to throw one of our allies under the bus just a little bit, though, not too much. Our boy Sketch,
Oh, what's this guy?
because we're streaming some Monster Hunter, and I kind of brought this up like TikTok, tool of the devil. This thing's horrible. And he's like, oh, man, it's not that bad. I mean, you watch YouTube shorts, don't you? It's the same thing. I'm like, I don't watch that crap either. Fuck that. I don't watch that shit. Like, dude, I see a video length 30 seconds, 1 minute. I'm like, I'm good. I know this is going to be trash.
What you
no,
doing,
that
Sketch?
I've
up?
had that shit happen to me before. Like I'll be on YouTube watching YouTube videos, right?
I
And I'll
hate
see,
that.
like, a little
I hate
clip from-
that.
I'll be like, all right, I'll check out this short, and then you scroll the next one, and then you're like, fuck, it's been an hour. Like, even when
Oh,
you're
that hasn't happened
trying
to
to actively avoid it, it's
I never
stuck
had
you
that.
in, and I hate it.
No, that has happened because, like, the first time that happened to me, I'll be like, oh, I'll check out this short. And then another one, I'm like, whoa, no. I stopped it instantly.
Yeah.
Then but here's the thing, Brett. This is how they try to get you. These fucking algorithms are evil, you know?
Dude, they're like strangers in a van with candy. They're like, hey, you want to hear about this volcano? And you're like, yeah, I sure do.
Yeah, no. But I didn't, like, as soon as I saw the trap, I'm like, get out, you know? But mostly because I'm like, because I hate short form video is for retards. It's like super quick cuts. It's like blah, 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 blah. It's like no.
Yeah, but it's usually a part of a bigger video, and so it's like a trailer. So I'm like, oh, okay, is this thing about volcanoes going to be fucking stupid? And I watch it, and I'm like, well, that didn't fucking tell me anything. Oh, look, there's another thing on, and like, I've got fucking like a memory like a goldfish.
Yeah, no. Oh wait, yeah, I do not. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is this shit? But here's the insidious part. As soon as I reloaded YouTube, I started seeing all these fucking shorts being recommended to me. So I had to go into history and delete those 2 fucking videos so that shit never popped up again. And then when YouTube tried to throw it into my face again, like about a week later, you know, it actually had an option like, are you happy with the recommendation? I'm like, no, never recommend this shit to me again. Fuck short form videos. It's brain rot. It'll kill your fucking brain. You know, read a fucking book, you know?
I mean, it does
your brains.
It reduces cognitive ability. So just to be clear, when we say brain rot, it makes you dumber. It actually makes you dumber.
It does. It makes you fucking stupid, you know?
And you know, the terrifying thing about that is like, bro, your frontal lobes don't develop until you're 24.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
It's true.
I find this funny because I remember my mom was like, "You're not gonna get anywhere playing video games." Here we are in 2025, like, get your ass off of TikTok and play some Xbox. It'll rock your brain.
Video games are more engaging, man. You're doing stuff. You get hand-eye coordination and shit, you know?
To teach you
Yeah,
TikTok
church ladies were wrong.
Yeah, TikTok, what are you fucking learning? How to hold your phone up and drool, you know? Fuck out of here with that shit. All right, so next 2 stories are not confirmed, just reports, but, you know, just making that clear. The first one, and this one, I guess you could kind of also say this is a duh kind of story. You know, again, as we've been talking about, the next Xbox will reportedly be more like a PC, right? And it'll allow you to play games from other launchers, right? And what other games are on those launchers? PlayStation games. So, you know, that's the headline that was going around this week. Like, the next Xbox will let you play PlayStation games. But I'm like, you know, you could do that on the quote-unquote ROG Xbox Ally right now, right? So this isn't like something like unheard of. You can't technically already do it, you know?
Well, I mean, that's just exactly what they're doing. I mean, they like we said, you know, this is the tap out. This is the ringing bell.
I like that.
And so basically, they're going to sell you a hyped up PC with an Xbox, or excuse me, a throttled PC with an Xbox logo slapped on it for a ridiculous price tag, and make sure it has a closed system with direct link to the marketplace where they have control. Nah, man, I'm just gonna stick with Steam at that point. Like, that's just their name one upside. I'll wait.
I can't name anything.
Yeah, well, you know, Steam needs to get on needs to get on making a set top.
We're having GPUs come back down in price now. So like, we're actually all going to be able to build PCs again in the next 5 years. So as soon as, you know, and that's the thing that's fucking stupid, the most stupid thing of all, as this next generation, because you know Sony's going to do the same shit. You know they're not going to be like, oh, ours is going to be like half that price. No, they're not going to do that shit. They're both going to be ridiculously expensive. They're both going to be $100 fucking dollars. and this is going to be happening right as GPUs drop.
No,
Like,
I
are
agree.
really kind of finally hitting their MSRP again. And their MSRP is also going down because after the pandemic, I think the chip makers started to realize that they can't just, NVIDIA just can't keep pushing shit up because AMD's catching up to them. So it's a good time to be getting into PC right as it's a bad time to be getting into consoles. And that is a poor mistake on their part. But I think it's like the Titanic and the iceberg. Like, the fuck are they going to do? Change plans now?
Yeah, no, can't do that.
No, there's not enough time, man.
No, you're right. You're already
This
on
shit
the
is
course.
set.
This ship is too fucking big. You know, it is what it is, man. It's crazy. By the way, not to go off topic, Brett, I'm literally reading a Elric of Melniboné story right now where he goes to this world where, like, basically they have these giant cities that are on tracks being wheeled by people, and their whole religion is basically, we have to keep moving forward. There is no stopping. They get to a point where they have to cross a bridge. The bridge was destroyed, and what do, Brett? Keep going forward.
Move forward.
They go forward. They're plunging to their deaths, but got to keep going forward. This is the way things are, you know?
Investors don't care as long as they can jump before the crash.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's crazy, man. All right. So there's that. And then the next thing, also another report, but Brett, you may like this one. But again, just a report, so make of it what you will.
I like nothing. Let's see what. Yeah.
No, because this is something you always complain about. Supposedly, the next Xbox console, I guess because it will be like a PC, will apparently kill the paywall for multiplayer. Free multiplayer, basically, just like a PC.
Oh.
Told you would like it. Told you
Yeah.
would like
Okay.
it.
Okay. You got me. You got me. That may make a difference.
Yeah.
Probably not enough to sell Xboxes, but
So
I mean,
yeah.
I wonder.
Yeah,
I
go
wonder
ahead.
if that'll force Sony. Do you think Sony will match that shit, or do you think they're just
Probably not
don't care?
because they don't care, you know. But who knows, right? Who knows? But again, if your next console, quote unquote, console is going to be like a PC, PC guys ain't going to pay for fucking online. You just got to kill that shit, you know.
True. Yep.
So again,
True.
that's
I'm shocked to hear that. I am honestly shocked to hear that. Like, I did not think that they were ever going to step off of that. That is a huge revenue generator.
yeah.
So, like, that is actually a lot of faith in your customer base, or just giving up. I'm not really sure which.
Yeah, so let me read this real quick. According to this from Kotaku, according to a new report by Windows Central, the current plan, quote unquote, current plan is for the next Xbox to have no paywall for multiplayer. The outlet adds that, quote, it remains to be seen if that plan actually plays out into reality, end quote. But it sounds like there is at least serious consideration within Microsoft for abandoning the last remnants of its Xbox Live legacy with the arrival of the new system or systems, which are currently rumored to be releasing at the end of 2027. I think this makes sense too. If your next console, quote unquote console, is gonna be a PC, you gotta drop the paywall, man.
I mean, I agree, but like, so what? Are they just going to go the way of Sega? Like, I guess I'm wondering what does Microsoft have in mind for what the fuck is the identity of Xbox going forward?
What is it now? What the fuck is it now? We don't even know, man.
Basically Game Pass. It's
Wow.
basically turned into Netflix.
That's sad. That's
I
sad.
mean, yeah.
But you're right. You're right. You know, that dude bro shooter brand they had before, the identity, that's gone. You know, now it's just games for everybody. Game wherever you want. This is an Xbox. Inclusive, if you will.
Yeah, and every game wants to be the only game that you're capable of playing.
No.
It's just
No.
no.
No, that's Manny's girlfriend saying no.
Oh. Well, she could be disagreeing with me. I don't know. I'll fight her. I don't care. No offense, Manny.
Brett's like, fuck that. I'll fight anybody. Let's go.
Brett Murdoch fighting around the world.
That's a true Irish guy right there, man. That blood runs strong. You know, but no, Brett. Yeah, again, I don't fucking know, man. I don't know what the Xbox is. I know what their brand. I know what the identity is going to be. Third party developer.
Well, third party
Even though they don't want-
developers / Netflix gaming, I think, is where they're going with it. But like again, like they're as you said, like there is only forward. The problem is everybody is just like, okay. So have you heard about like how people will rug pull these meme coins on people? Right, like they'll develop a channel, they'll get a following, they'll throw out a meme coin, and then they'll sell all of theirs as soon as it like reaches peak, right? And they'll rug pull everybody, right?
Yeah.
So like that is the move of almost everybody who's investing in these companies. Nobody like this entire industry has a volatility to it that does probably not work well with long-term investment, right? It's predicting that kind of shit long-term, 10, 20 years. Like this is not a long-term growth market, right? So this is probably a lot of short-term investments. People getting in, wanting to see the ceiling raise, and then diving out before the inevitable crash happens. And they know that crash is going to happen, right? They're just betting that they can jump out of it before everybody else does, and so they can leave somebody else holding the bag. And this is just a terrible way to run a business, because it like I can't even think of a metaphor that would be appropriate for that level of self-destruction. Like that is the most self-destructive behavior I've like. Letting those people make the choices is the dumbest shit I have ever heard. And the fact that that's just what everybody is doing means that our entire system and our way of life is built off the dumbest shit I've ever heard. And there's no way to fix it without everything crumbling down. So we live in a society and everything's on fire, and I guess that's it. So cool. All right. But yeah, like Xbox, just be the Netflix of video games. I think that's fine. My fear though is then like PlayStation just has such a strong monopoly at that point.
I mean, they already kind of do, don't they?
Well, yeah, but okay, we're all being honest here. This is Microsoft's last console, right? Like we can tell the writing's on the wall.
Absolutely.
They're already shifting it over to be PCs, right?
Yeah.
This is their last console, and they don't exactly see their like they've stopped trying halfway through generations before, right? So like there'll be some showing. I don't think this is the gen to buy an Xbox. Like I love my Series X, but I don't think y'all should buy an Xbox next time. I think that's a poor investment. But I don't know that buying a PlayStation is going to be better, because they have no reason to be better. So find a laptop you like, or learn to build PCs, or make friends with somebody who does.
Yeah, building a PC is not that hard.
Nah, especially when you can just like wait for Steam sales and free internet, and like it's honestly the savings they do match up. You know, PC is just a more upfront cost, and again with GPUs coming down, it's not going to be $5,000 price of a small fucking car to build a halfway decent PC that'll run stuff. So, and demands are slowing down too because of handheld devices and parity across systems. So you can future-proof your PC a little bit more. Like it used to be future-proof 3 years go by. Shit, my shit's outdated. Now that shit's gonna last 5-10 years almost. So we kind of have slowed down, not because of a lack of computational power, but because of a need of parity to increase a market audience size.
Yeah, but Coel, always the contrarian. Steam sales are overrated. I don't know about that, bro.
I mean, I like 80% off.
Yeah, I like saving money too.
Yeah, like sometimes when they're like 20% off, sure, but like their twice a year thing, like I think, and Brian could probably explain it better to me. Like the key is like you're not going in for a specific thing, right? Or if you already put it on your wish list, and it will pop up, it will. But like during the Steam sales, man, you go in to see what's there. It's a scavenger hunt. You're not going to be like, oh, well, I'm wanting fucking Team Fortress 2, and I want it to be, down $10, and it might not be. Like, who knows? But like, there's so much shit on there that is 80% off that you just fill up your backlog. So it's just a different way. Like, and this is coming from somebody who used to be the game of the week on top of it every time, right? Like, I was playing the new games as they were coming out and then waiting for another one. And I much prefer the backlog way of life. It's like moving out to an island, and it's peaceful. There's always a video game waiting for me in the background.
So he says they're overrated because everybody has similar sales now.
On PC, yeah, but on the consoles, no, they do not.
Not
the
comparable,
consoles,
yeah.
Yeah, they're not anywhere like they will give you the shit discounts on consoles. They'll give you 20% off on consoles while it's 80% off on Steam. I've seen that shit and it pisses me off. But consequently, I've seen shit go on sale on Steam while it's on Game Pass for free. So pick your poison.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on here. So this one, following up on the the ongoing Pokemon Palworld drama. This is actually good news too, because remember they're trying to file a patent for like capturing monsters, which is insane. The patent office in Japan said, "No, that's stupid. We're not going to accept that." That's a good thing, to see Nintendo taking down a peg. So let me read this real quick and then we'll get into it. Nintendo has run into another issue during its ongoing legal battle against Pocket Pair's open world survival game Palworld. As reported by Games Fray, one of the Nintendo patents related to the case has been rejected by the Japan Patent Office for lacking originality. Back in September 2024, Nintendo and the Pokemon Company officially announced they were filing a patent infringement lawsuit in Japan against Pocket Pair's open world survival game Palworld. The case involves 3 main patents granted by the JPO, 2 related to monster capture and release, and 1 related to writing characters. These patents were all filed and approved in 2024, but are derived from earlier Nintendo patents dating from 2021. It seems that Nintendo geared these divisional patents to fight specifically against Palworld's alleged infringement of the originals. Since then, the case has rumbled on, with Nintendo even rewriting a mount-related patent lawsuit, or mid-lawsuit, and arguing that mods should not count as prior art. So yeah, basically, a little bit of a win here, which is a good thing. Brett, I know you were ranting about this last week, so what are your thoughts?
I think Nintendo's fucked. I think Nintendo tried to come in with some intimidating gangsta shit, and they made 2 major mistakes. One, they waited until Palworld was a critical success and a viral hit and had sold a shit ton of copies. So it already had the money to defend itself. But 2, I don't think it expected Sony to step in and back them. Because I see this as one of those frivolous lawsuits where I don't really see them aiming to win so much as grind down their opponent, sort of like a patent lawsuit. They could intend to win, but like nothing they brought to the table really feels convincing enough. It feels like spinning wheels and burning money, and Nintendo has the money to do that. But a small startup company, nah, they don't. But then here comes fucking Sony with their pocketbook being like, nah, brah, we got this. And now Nintendo's locked into a battle that they know that they're not going to win. But what are they going to do? Just back out, drop it all? No, they're going to try every last desperate move they can, including highly suspicious shit like changing patents mid-trial. Like, when you're doing something that's unprecedented, that's usually not a good sign that you feel confident in your ability to win. So I think that they were just trying to bully Pocket Pair, and the financial success of Palworld combined with Sony Entertainment backing them means that their runway is pretty much unlimited, or at least as much as Nintendo. Nintendo can't stand up to Sony in terms of finances, I don't think. I could be entirely wrong about that. But I don't believe in the mythical Nintendo war chest that some people seem to. So
No,
I think
can't,
what's
they
that?
can't outlast Sony in a
Yeah.
head-to-head case. They can't do it.
Yeah. So I think that they were fucked as soon as Sony stepped in the ring.
Yeah, I'm going to read this
And-
real quick. Oh, go ahead. Finish it. Because, Brett, finish your thought. I'm going to read this thing, and then, Chris, I'm going to get you in here.
I was just going to say, Critical Success bought them the runway to get the attention from Sony and to fight the legal battle themselves. Then Sony stepped in and Nintendo's fate was sealed. Boom, done.
Nice. So let me read this real quick. Although this non-binding and non-final decision by the Japan Patent Office to reject the application will not directly impact the lawsuit, it may still influence it, as noted by GameSpray. This is because the rejected patent application is closely related to the two main monster capture patents that are being used against Palworld in this case. And also, the reason they said it's unoriginal is because games before this patent were released had this mechanic, and they cite Monster Hunter 4, Kantai Kollection, and Pocket Pair's own Craftopia, and Arc, you know, the Brett's game, you know. So they all had these things.
Here's the thing that I want to happen, right?
Yeah.
I know for a fact Pocket Pair didn't do evolutions because they were afraid of angering Pokemon. Because Pokemon is most known for evolutions. However, if my nerd lore is correct, things like Digimon also did have evolutions. And I believe you saw evolutions in games prior to Pokemon. So what I'm really hoping is now Pocket Pair goes, fuck you, we're doing evolutions now.
Yeah,
They should put the capture mechanic back, because this is frivolous and ridiculous. We talked about this when they initially filed the lawsuit, and when they were threatening Pocket Pair, so they pulled mechanics out. They pulled the gliding mechanic out, which is ridiculous. I'm sorry, Nintendo, you didn't invent gliding in games. I mean, you know, it's like, oh well, we had it in Zelda, and it's like, yeah, Just Cause had it too. So what? It's like, you didn't get, like, what are you going to patent video games? It's ridiculous. Like, this whole case is just that Pocket Pair did it better. They did what everyone has been asking Nintendo to do for years, and they're like, no, we're just going to stay the course and you'll like it. So somebody else came along and did it. They don't like it. And Brett's right. It's like, Digimon has evolutions. It doesn't have a capture mechanic, but it has a lot of parallel stuff. And, you know, Monster Ranch had evolutions. Like, all these other games that were out around the same time had this mechanic. So it's stupid to, like, single them out for it. Stupid to single them out for riding your, your captured animal around. That's ridiculous. Monster Hunter does it too. I mean, it's just stupid. I hope all of their patents get reviewed and rejected. The one here shouldn't have been granted in the first place. I was ranting about that a few weeks ago. When they filed that stupid shit here, I was like, how the fuck did this even pass? Mustard, this is ridiculous. So I hope Pocket Pair wins this. I hope they put all their mechanics back in the game, because it's not fair. Like, ultimately, consumers lose. The people who play and enjoy Palworld are losing out on features because Nintendo's trying to strip the game, and like Brett's saying, they were trying to wear them out with litigation. This is a common tactic. They've done it plenty of times. I mean, Galoob doesn't exist because they used this tactic years ago about Game Genie.
Yeah.
And, you know, they and unfortunately for Pocket Pair, they have Sony's pockets, so Nintendo can't do that. So they tried patent shenanigans. That's backfiring. So I hope they lose this case, because they need a chin check on their hubris and their litigation nonsense.
Yeah, so hopefully this thing, like you guys said, blows up in their face. We'll see. It'll be good to see them taking down a pair, because they usually end up winning these damn things, you know. Like that again. That one dude who owes them $10 million, absolutely ridiculous, you know. All right, and to finish off the show, we're gonna finish it with a review of the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Rich, have you played it?
Oh yes, I have been playing it. my review won't be going up until maybe tomorrow or Saturday because there's a lot of other things I'm working on. But
I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same boat as you, Rich. My write-up probably won't go up till the weekend. But yeah. So yeah, Rich, what are your thoughts on it? I'll jump in, along the way.
Oh well, so far I'm having a fantastic time with Mortal Kombat Legacy Kollection. They call it with the K.
With the K.
Yeah, I mean, it instantly brought me back to when I first played these games when I was a lot younger. And obviously when I saw the fatalities, even though when I played that game, my parents had no idea. Wait a second, they got violence in the game like this. They wasn't too happy about that, but it's all good now. But no, it's just like this is a great collection. It's very surreal being able to play this again because I know that the game has been available on backwards compatibility on certain consoles and obviously on PC, but it's just I didn't play it. This is the first time I played it since I've played it for the very first time, so it's definitely surreal to come back to it now. I like the fact that the collection, there's a lot of options. You can unlock all of the secrets if you want and jump right into every game, play through it. One thing I will say, though, that remains intact is you will get your ass whooped by the AI, especially in the arcade mode.
Oh, yeah.
Because Motaro, I got my ass whooped over and over again. As you get deeper into those levels, just playing through that stuff, it is a bit challenging. You got to remember. And then I had to remember, well, because the funny thing is, the AI is very intelligent. You will figure out a way to defeat an opponent. Then they will learn from the moves that you're doing, and then they'll just continuously spam the same moves over and over again. So, yeah, very interesting. But I think that Digital Eclipse and Atari did a fantastic job on the collection. I also like the fact that they have the documentary stuff in there, more of a behind the scenes to give you a feel of the history of the franchise through all the games, all the missed footage, all that stuff. I think they did a great job. And then, of course, the most important thing is they did say they're going to continue to support this with more content. I would like to know what they mean by that. I didn't get a chance to play online. I will jump back on now because when I played the game, I wasn't able to get online because I wasn't able to find any other players because we got access to the game early.
Yeah.
But the online is available now because I saw they put out a tweet saying that it was going to be available at launch. So I need to jump on and try that out. But overall, yeah, fantastic experience. I have no real complaints.
Yeah, I pretty much echo all that. Some interesting things that stood out to me. The first one was because kind of like you, Rich, I haven't played these games since the 90s. And it's not because I fell off. It's just they haven't been available readily. Like I know they had a collection in 2011 for PC. I wasn't a PC gamer at that point, so I missed out on that because by the time I was a PC gamer, that shit had already been delisted. So I haven't played these games literally since the 90s, and the first thing that stood out to me was like, oh man, these don't play that well, do they? Like very, very kind of stiff controls. They get better in every subsequent game. But like, because I played them in order, right? Like we saw Mortal Kombat 1 work up the line. It's like, just like when I do Scorpions, like, get over here. Like it takes a little bit for you to, duck and then do an uppercut. I'm like, oh, this is like, but it's not because the port is fucked up. It's just how these games played back then, So that was kind of like, whoa. And then the other thing, I will slightly disagree with you on one thing you said. The enemies are smart. They're not smart. They read your fucking controls. That's what they do. It is fucking cheap, And I'm going to say this too, because I wanted to, just real quick, Chris, and then I'll let you go in. I literally, because I just wanted to test shit, right? I was like, let me drop the difficulty to very easy. It doesn't change anything. Then I drop, then I push it up to very hard. It's the same. I'm like, there's no balance here. It's all fucking brutal. You know? What were we gonna say, Chris?
No, I remember like playing Mortal Kombat 2 in the arcade. All Shao Kahn does is his shoulder check right
That's
across
it.
the screen. He
Yeah.
it just spams that shit. So when he said Motaro was kicking ass, I'm like, yeah, he does that charge move where he just jumps in the air and flies at you. It's like, what are you gonna do? All you do is block and hope you can get a counter in at some point.
Yeah.
If he's not spamming it.
No, you're right. And then the other thing that really stood out, like, you know, because again, the last time I played these was when I was a kid. I'm just basically hitting shit and just countering whatever my friends were doing. Right? These games are, and I know I'm going to be saying something that's like very obvious. These games are not that mechanically interesting. Like there's no until Mortal Kombat 3, there's no real combo system. Like it's just basically like just spam HP or LP, and jump kick and shit. It's not a lot of mechanical depth to them. What really made these games stand out, they were cool. Don't get me wrong, they played very well not very well, but they played well enough for their time. But what really made them stand out, and it still holds here, it's cool. It's like the vibe you get from it is it's still kind of fun. You know, the Shaolin shit going on, the fucking blood. You know, that's all a lot of fun. And Rich, like you said, the documentary stuff, very, very cool. Like Manny was telling me, it's literally like what they did with the Karateka digital eclipse thing, where it's like you have like a row like with like kind of tabs and stuff, and the tabs will either have a video gallery or both. And you could scroll down. Sometimes there's like more. And this game also has character bios, because again, this thing is fucking hard, but if you want to see the characters' endings and their intros, it's all there for you. You could select them all right there. You don't have to unlock anything. That's really cool. But with the documentary, I haven't finished it all yet, but I really like how I'm 33% done with, not the whole thing, just because it's broken up into 4 parts. I'm 33% done with the first part. And it hasn't even gotten to Mortal Kombat yet, because they lay the groundwork. Like this is what Midway was doing at the time. This is the what did we call it? What's the name of that technology again, Manny? The digital scanning. There's a digital scanning they were doing. Yep. And then it's like, oh, here's Ed Boon. He joined the company to make video games, but they put him on the pinball machine fucking division. Here's John Tobias, who was like a graphic artist, did comics and stuff. And then it's like, hey, here's where John Tobias worked on Smash TV. Look how violent this game was. And look what Ed Boon did for the pinball games. And it's like, I like how it's bringing it all together. And then, by the part I ended, it's like, yo, Street Fighter's dope. We got all this digital shit. Let's make a game, and they brought up Pit Fighter, really, really exhaustive stuff. I really enjoyed that. And there's also, not only do you get the arcade games, but you get their home versions. I'm fucking around with that. I'm playing the 32X version of Mortal Kombat 2, checking that out. I used to own that too, by the way. And just seeing all the progress. I even played the shitty games in his collection, Rich. The Jax game, and the Sub-Zero game. Did you get to try any of those?
I did try those. Shout out to our very good friend Carlos Romero. He said he was looking forward to that Sub-Zero game. So I definitely want to hear what he has to say when he plays that. But yeah, I did get a chance to play those because I actually didn't play that Mythologies game when it came out originally. So I was surprised. But the Jax game I thought is pretty hilarious. It is. They're both not very good, but it's hilarious. The Jax, I'm gonna get you, Kano. Just like I'm gonna get you sucker type of vibe with the character. So I think that's pretty hilarious. No, I did get a chance to play those. One comment I did want to make too. Yeah. Well, actually two. I agree on everything you said about Mortal Kombat 3. It feels to me like that's probably all of those games. That's probably the ones I enjoyed the most.
Yeah.
As for, because I made it sound like I didn't have any critiques. How do you feel about the Game Boy versions of the games? Because when I tried to play that, the colors it looked very washed out on my TV, and I'm like, how did I ever play this when I was a kid on Game Boy? It does not look that great. But again, it is the original game. I didn't expect them to do too much with that. I know you can remove the filter
Yeah.
if you want to. But yeah, I didn't think that game looked particularly well, and yeah, it is a bit of a delay with certain moves. But again, like you said, fundamentally, that's how it was made originally. But yeah, I didn't like some of those early handheld games, especially the Game Boy.
Yeah, the Game Boy.
Mortal Kombat 1
How
specifically.
How did you feel about the? I don't know if you tried any of the Game Gear games. Did you get to try those?
Oh yeah, no, I liked all the other ones. It's just that first Mortal Kombat on Game Boy. Oh no, man, that I had some trouble with that one. I'm like this, it's kind of slow and it looks a certain way, but I understand that's how it was when we had it as a kid. So I understand that, but everything that came after that I was okay with.
Yeah,
and
no, those Game Boy games. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, once they started getting into the full color games, I think, it was a lot better. But yeah, that the Game Boy games, definitely tough.
Yeah, no, some Game Boy games were actually obviously better than others. I never played any of the handheld Mortal Kombats, but back in the day, so I'm playing them now, so it's like very rough for me. I'm like, mostly not the graphics so much, more the controls. Like you think the main games are stiff. Oh, fuck. The handheld ones are even stiffer, so those aren't a highlight. I will say this, though. I never played Mortal Kombat 4. Not because I didn't get a chance to. It's because I refused to back in the day. I'm like, what the fuck is this 3D shit?
That game was ugly.
Ugly as fuck.
It was an ugly-ass game.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Manny. We can't say was anymore. It is an ugly game. Like they do have a 4 times scaling filter or whatever that smooths it out, but the game is still not good. It's very cheap, very very evident of its time, for Western games. Manny and I had that conversation before the show. It's like, notice how Western games of that time aged a lot worse than the Japanese games at that time, even though all games of that time, the 32-bit era, kind of look a little wonky, the polygon games. Because, even Panzer Dragoon, we love it, but it still looks kind of rough. But yeah, so to me, the highlights are definitely 1, 2, and 3 arcade. But even though I'm not the biggest fan of some of the other stuff on here, I appreciate that it's there. Speaking about critiques, the other complaint I have is there aren't enough filters in the game. There's only one filter. It's just TV filter. I'm like, yo, if you play a Capcom Collection game, you get 15 fucking filters, bro. I'm expecting that level of stuff. It's just two levels, TV filter and TV filter with the rounded edges. So I'm going with the TV filter, obviously, because, if you're playing an old game, in my opinion, you got to play with scan lines. That's how those games were meant to be played. But I wish it would have had not only a TV filter, but an arcade filter, or different types of CRTs. They didn't go that hard. I was kind of disappointed by that. And I also forgot they have a music player in there. You could make your own tracks and stuff, your own soundtrack. That's really dope because obviously the old Mortal Kombat games had the classic iconic music. I honestly believe, even faults aside, that this is probably the best fighting game collection I've played. That's legitimately great. The Capcom ones come pretty close too. Don't get me wrong, but they don't have documentaries like this. The documentaries, even if you've never played Mortal Kombat, you're gonna be really engaged. They're done very, very well. And they kind of hit that middle spot of they give you just enough information per thing, but not too much. So kind of good stuff there. So it's out right now for your favorite platform. So definitely go check it out. And yeah, expect full written reviews from me and Rich on our respective websites over the weekend. But you have our vote right now. The game's great. Check it out. And that will do it for us. So let's start pimping some stuff. Rich, we'll start with you. What's going on with the Coalition this weekend?
Oh yeah, so a quick shout out to Mr. Adam Vale. He is in the TV terminal right now. He's been covering Mayor of Kingstown. That's actually a very good show, although it is very, very dark and disturbing. So be forewarned if you check it out. But yeah, he's going to continue to cover stuff. So definitely check out the YouTube channel. Check out the Coalition. Some of those shows will also be on the site. As for the Coalition, yeah, I'm working on the Mortal Kombat Legacy Combat review. I'm working on a couple other things that I will be talking about in more detail. You'll start seeing next week, so stay tuned for that. And also, myself, Gary, and Dana, we will be recording the Return of Power, which returns next Friday. We're going to be talking about that show. And again, I have to always say, this is not the PlayStation Powers TV show. This is a crime show called Power Force, by the way. But yeah, look for that. We're going to start covering that again starting next Friday. So stay tuned for that. But otherwise, for gaming stuff, just stay tuned to the Coalition Gaming. There's a lot of things I've been working on that you'll get a chance to see next week.
All right. Manny, what you got?
Oh, well, there's Power Rangers. Power Rangers. Excuse me. TMNT Journeys #2, which is out right now, came out the week of Comic Con. That is a cover by Kari Randolph and myself. Then there is the Street Sharks cover, which also came out this month as well. Kari Randolph and myself. That one's a bit of a rare one. Apologies for that one. We don't have any control as to which ones that they make rarities, but hopefully you're able to snag one if you're interested. And yeah, as always, all kinds of nostalgia things going on as far as covers and things. So stay tuned for that. Also, Blood and Thunder, Robert Kirkman's new series, which is out right now. It's on issue 7, or issue 7 is coming. Kari and I did a little cover series where I think we're going from 7 to 12. So far 7, 8, and I don't think 9 has been shown yet. So stay tuned for that. It's Robert Kirkman writing, and it's I think I can't remember I'm totally blanking on the name of the original artist from Tech Jacket, but it's the original artist from Tech Jacket before Kari and I had taken over the series later on. So he's back with working with Robert, doing this sort of sci-fi sort of tale with some new characters. So it's always good to see new things out in the world. We can't always just constantly banking on nostalgia and sequels, right? So yeah, so that's all out in the streets right now.
All right. And Brett, I know you got some stuff, man. Plug your stuff. Mr. Murdoch. Uh-oh. There he is.
There we go.
Yeah.
Fucking thing wouldn't open back up. Yeah, man. I'm still selling Has-Been Hotel Prince. I guess the second season just dropped. I've got him on my Instagram, Brett Murdoch Tattoo, all one word. BRETTMURDOCK. Then the word tattoo. I'm pretty sure you can figure that out. No spaces. Honestly, it's probably, like, I'm gonna be dead honest, probably not 100% up a lot of people's alley here. I like ridiculous, like satirical, like over edgy for the sake of being over edgy. Like I like when people just swear for no goddamn reason. So yeah, like I'm 12, I don't care. But a lot of y'all may have girlfriends who love that shit. So like bitches tend to love that show. So think about it. Check it out. There's some really nice prints, and I want to use the money to roll into making more t-shirts and prints and shit. So yeah, check that out, or I don't know, share my GoFundMe or something. Y'all know the deal. I'm poor as shit. Do something. Not really. I'm just kidding.
Good stuff. Real quick before we leave, who else says we need more superhero TV shows? No, we fucking don't. Remember that flood of superhero shows that we had, like between like the late like 2010s and early 2020s? Too fucking much. We don't need that shit anymore. You know, we had all the shit on CW, then you had all the stuff on like, you know, all the WB shows like Birds of Prey and fucking Gotham Knights. And
it was those two. It was still like that. It was. And again, I was just kidding about give me money shit. Like seriously, I feel weird
no,
about
give
that
this
now.
motherfucker
But, like,
money. Fuck that. I'll say it for you,
but,
Brett.
like,
Give him money.
But like, WB and CW, like without those two, Like they have committed the most atrocities out of anybody. Like if you'd just taken those two out, it might have been bearable.
Yeah, no, it was so cool. I don't think you want those days where it's just like every other show is a fucking superhero show. It's exhausting, you know. And I didn't even watch most of them. They were just like, this is too much. Fucking Doom Patrol got a super show for some fucking reason. Like, what the hell's going on here? You know, and the Teen Titans, like, you know, remember that? Oh, fuck Batman. You know, that Robin was saying, like, come on, man, what are we doing right now? You know?
Well, I think there's some good stuff like what is it, like Creature Commandos? It's like an animated show. I've heard good things about it. But like
James Gunn.
Yeah. What's that?
That's James Gunn as well.
The James Gunn show.
Okay. Well, I guess. Sure. Okay. I guess that kind of makes sense. I've heard good things. Harley Quinn's kind of funny. Like there's some good animated stuff out there. But yeah, let's not do like Invincible's also actually. You know what?
Invincible's
Thinking
great.
about just fucking stick to the animated shit. All right, like quit trying to do superheroes on a fucking budget. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It looks cheesy and lame as fuck unless you dial it back to the point of absurdity, like Gotham. So just don't do it. Just animate.
Oh God, Gotham! I forgot
Batman
about.
the animated series is
Yeah.
still to this day one of the greatest cinematic masterpieces to ever grace the fucking earth, and I will fist fight anybody who says otherwise.
Oh man.
Here's a question for you guys. Has there been an animated superhero show that's been worse than the average live action superhero show?
Ooh.
That the Dark Knight Returns was pretty awful. And so was the Killing Joke. Those things were pretty
Oh
bad.
yeah, Killing Joke was fucking bad. Yes.
I was trying to figure out, do those count? Because those are movies.
Yeah, they are
Yeah.
movies. Yeah, they
Okay.
are
Oh, that's
movies.
serious.
Yeah. Well, no, it was fucking Marvel. Marvel's animated stuff is pretty garbage.
Yeah.
But then is it as bad as like the CW, like the average
No.
CW show? Like
No, nothing is as bad as
Yeah, I
a
think-
CW show that has jumped the shark.
Yeah, no, I think those live action shows, Brian, do ultimately take the cake for just being awful. You know.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find like examples of animated shows that have been worse than live action shows. And again, as you guys have said, it seems like the average animated show is better than the average live action show.
Yeah, I think generally speaking, yeah.
Damn.
Because at least with animated show, you can still have, you know, cool stuff happening. You know what I'm saying? You're not constrained by budget too much like you would be on a live action show. You know, where it's like clearly like, oh, that's a fucking puppet or some shit. You know. I just showed my age right now. They don't even use puppets. It was just shitty CG now. You know.
Hey, yeah, you know, I like actual practical.
I'd rather have a
effects are
fucking
way
puppet.
better.
What am I talking about? I'd rather have a puppet.
Yeah.
A shitty puppet.
Way better. I mean, like you can still go back and watch the original Jurassic Park.
Yeah, there you go. Don't get me started on that, Brett. How does that movie? The movie came out fucking over 30 years ago. It looks better than the CG we have now. It's great. Well, there's a reason for that. It's because they actually filmed the real location first, then put the animal in there and matched the lighting. Now it's just fuck it. It's all CG now. You know, and fuck the lighting. We're putting some crazy gradients all over it. You know, and we're gonna shoot it in a way that a human can't possibly shoot it, so it looks even more unrealistic. You know, there's been video essays done about this shit. It's amazing. You know. Anyway, let's start wrapping it up before I start ranting. Make sure you follow Throwdown on Twitch and Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube. Hit the like button. Subscribe, all that good jazz. Join the Discord. Shout out to all the new guys who have been joining Discord lately. You guys are all awesome. And of course, you could find us on every podcast app on the planet. Links to everything down below. Once again, I was your host, Tony Polanco. And tonight, I was joined by Emilio Lopez.
See you next time.
Chris Seeley,
Hey, take care, everyone.
Carlos Romero,
Peace out.
Brett Murdoch,
It has in fact been real, party people.
Richard Bailey Jr.,
Have a good weekend, everybody.
and Brian Manjoma.
In an absolutely surprise twist, The Witcher season 4 is actually trash.
No.
Didn't see that coming. Oh man! Shout out to Eric Kane, by the way. He's on Twitter right now, absolutely roasting the fuck out of that show. You know, it's hilarious. All right, guys, we'll see you on Sunday. Start getting them questions in later.